Welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is Wednesday, October 14, 2020. I just want to do a quick look of the market today, and then we're going to take a look at three EV stock. Today, there was a big upgrade on the price target for NIO and also initiation coverage on XPEN. And then we're going to take a look at also Tesla and see where are they going and what are some of the price levels to keep an eye on. But before we do that, let's go and take a look at the market, the indexes first. Right now, looking at the S&P 500, you see on the S&P 500, if you have watched the weekly video that I put out on the weekend, one of the scenarios we're looking for was basically for this thing to come back in and fill these gaps. And as you can see on Monday, the market seems to have went ahead of itself and went up. So right now, we're still looking for the scenario to come back and fill these gaps here. So essentially looking for the market to pull back to 3428 area. Although right now on today, we saw this candle here came in and fill in the Monday gap that it created this week. So on the S&P 500, we're still kind of keeping an eye on the possibility of coming back down to the 3,400 level, then make another push up and possibly go and test the all-time high and might even put in a new all-time high. Then looking at the NASDAQ 100, see NASDAQ 100 essentially was looking for somewhere around that 12,000 level as the potential resistance. And right now essentially came up and tagged this lower channel trend line and it's kind of pulled back. So again, we basically are looking for this thing to come back in, fill the Monday gap, and then pull back here and fill these gap down here and test the 11,495. So that's the scenario that we still keep an eye on, is to come back and see if we get a bounce on that. And if not, then we're essentially still looking for the possibility of coming back down to 11,177 and fill this gap. And for the Dow Jones Industrial, we're essentially looking for it to continue to move up and take out this pivot high and then eventually get up to the all-time high. But right now, it is pulling back a little bit. And I was saying that it'd be nice if it come back in to the 28,000 level, then could look for a long setup and swing it up to the all-time high as a potential target. So still looking at that right now. And the Dow Jones Transportation continue to make new high, another closing all-time high today. Nothing there seems to be slowing this thing down. So right now, it's still continue to look at for this thing to continue to move higher. But if it decide to pull back, then essentially we're looking for this 11,623, 11,623 as a potential support level. And then finally on the index, looking at the Russell 2000, we see that Russell 2000, we're looking for this thing come back, possibly test the 1610 area, right? So, and also fill in this little gap here and then see, could we find support here? And if it doesn't, then we basically are looking for this thing to pull back to 1572. So that's for the indexes. And now let's go and take a look at the stock that got pushed up today. And that's NIO. JP Morgan put in a new price target, went from $14 essentially to a price target of $40 today. You could see that the composite profile have a value area in this area. So basically been kind of basing in this. And it's sitting pretty much in the middle of this balance area. And the thing is also we see that there is a low volume zone here and also a low volume zone here. So the price is pretty much get rejected frequently when it get down to these low volume zone or when it get up to these low volume zone here. So I was basically looking for a possibility of this come up to this low volume zone and then get rejected and come back down. But today, with the upgrade and the revising the price target from JP Morgan, this thing basically just popped. It went up 22.5%, 22.57 to be exact, and $4.88. So it closed at 26.50. right? So now if I expand this composite profile here, and you can see that we have some low volume zone up here that's basically near the up here at the all-time high. And also the other thing is we also have a low volume zone down here. So what I'm trying to establish here, in case for those of you that is not in NIO or you sold it, back in here somewhere, and you're just waiting for a pullback to get back in, and now you say, "Oh crap, missed this big move." Now, don't go and chase it because there will be some pullback, and these are the area that I'd be looking for it to pull back to, somewhere around 2580, in this area, and see would it pull back in this area before it make another leg up, or it could even pull back to the 2470 area, right? Okay, and yeah, there's also a possibility of filling up this gap, but I think in the near term it probably could come down to this 2472 area here. There's a good possibility of coming down to test this zone, and then maybe that would be a good area to start looking at possibility of a long setup to get back in or to get long on this stock here, if the setup present itself. All right, so now I'm not saying that as soon as it pull back here, then you go long. It's basically, you want to watch the price reaction when it get down to this level and see what happened. Right, is the risk and reward or the setup is appropriate to take a long. All right, so these are what we call the price action zone. All right, okay, so just keep an eye on these somewhere around this 2470 area or the 2580 for NIO. Now the other one, the other one that got benefit from it is XPEN. Let me put up XPEN here. Now here we see XPEN. We got the XPEN. Let me take this out, and we just look at the composite profile here on this overall composite because it just IPO recently. It's only got a few months of trading history. So again, XPEN also broke out today. It was up 12.25%, up $2.41. So that's a pretty hefty move for XPEN. And you can see that it booked to this high volume zone. And these are the area that it could also come back in if you want to look for opportunity to try to catch XPEN, on a pullback. You want to look for these area and keep an eye on these areas here for potential support level and see would it get a nice little bit of a chop and then push up, because on the high volume areas also there's have a tendency to attract the price down to that area because that's where there are a lot of trading activity took place, and there's a tendency to go back to that high volume area and conduct business. All right, so keep an eye on this, and essentially we're looking at somewhere around 2146 or somewhere between 21, right, 2110, 2146. Now, if this thing continues to move up, we're basically looking at a target up here somewhere around 23. Don't chase it, otherwise you're going to get burned because you don't know. Once you, a lot of time, once you got in and chase after the stock after a hefty gain, then you get in and then start pulling back. Then you say, "Oh crap, I should have waited." So just wait. There's a lot of opportunity to get in. So these are the level that we're basically keeping an eye on. And yeah, there could be a possibility of coming all the way back down to that 2050 area where it pretty much, this resistance level here from the prior range here, this balance area. So you can see prices kind of balancing around this area here. Finally, we're going to take a look at Tesla. See Tesla here, Tesla is, although Tesla did not do that much in terms of percentage, it's only up 3.28% or $14, a little bit under $15 for today. But this is the low volume zone here. So keep an eye on that. We probably get a little rejection, then could be coming back into the 436 area. But if it pushes through, look for a retest and then push up to this, a 490 area. Okay, so basically looking at this 490 zone. So watch this area, 465, 470. You can see a little bit of a rejection basically a resistance and pushes back down. And then you see this gap here. There's a gap to could be potentially get filled. So those are the stock that's been pretty hot today, especially NIO. And the market is just kind of doing a little bit of a pullback. There could be a little bit more downside in the coming days. And be sure to click that thumbs up to help me promote and share this video on YouTube. Thank you for watching and stay safe.